Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we are listening to your jammy jam, son.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful song. It's called AK-69. It's a
What?
what? It's a song by a Muslim country by a Muslim cowboy.
We already had a Muslim cowboy song.
It's a different Muslim cowboy song. It's a new one. It's called AK-69.
We'll eventually have a greatest hits album, Muslim Cowboys greatest hits,
We should do that.
and it'll
We
be
should
an
have.
entire country album all about all the sick stuff Muhammad Hijab and Ali Dawa and the Muslim cowboy and all these dudes are in. You
We should
notice
do
that
that.
these guys are kind of messed up, man. Like the entire Dawa community is kind of messed up. Notice that?
Yeah, yeah. There seems to be a little morality problem, and I'm not sure what it is about because Islam is normally a very, very moral religion. You know?
Yeah, just like his prophet. I mean, he really was the pattern of morality for everyone for all times.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah.
Um, did you change your bookshelf? Hold up. Oh man! Hey everyone! Has everyone noticed how people get these lame bookshelves? They have to put blue lights on them and stuff to distract from the fact that they're horrible, weird stuff. Actually, hey, to be fair, I mean the shelves are crap, but you got them decked out pretty well with you got the Charlie Hebdo cartoon, you got the Apostate Prophet. I remember way back in the day where all you had in your background was that little Apostate Prophet picture. Remember that?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Just on the
There was such a
background.
time.
Hey, why don't you move
Yeah.
to the side so we can see the rest of your shelf, man?
Oh,
See, there you go. You got the cool angled thing,
yeah,
but people can't see it because you block it.
yeah.
Okay,
I,
that's
I even got my, I even got a destroyed Quran here. See
oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good.
what? Why?
You got Martin Ling's. You got the Martin Ling's biography there.
Yeah,
You got it all.
got the 99 names of Allah right here. See?
You got the condensed version of Bukhari.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice, so fresh.
It's pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah,
nice.
I have to say, if Mike Winger became a bookshelf, that would be Mike Winger. Bookshelf, Mike Winger. Oh, you got the ESV study Bible there. You got it all. You got it all. Just some terrible,
Yeah, yeah.
lame bookshelves.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh
Now
boy.
I'm seeing, now I'm seeing what I can see here on the screen, what I can't see, because I want to promote a few books here. You know, like
Uh-huh.
stuff that I like.
Uh-huh.
I got a new Douglas Murray book over here. I thought I could see that on the screen, but I can't. So, yeah.
In case anyone wants to compare that with a real man's bookshelf, you see this? This bookshelf doesn't need any fancy blue lights. This bookshelf will never be destroyed.
What bookshelf? And there's one shelf there. I don't even see anything else.
I could zoom out and you could see it in all its glory, but you would be blind for the rest of the show, and we're trying to watch a video.
That sounds pretty bad, but yeah.
And so it does. Hey,
I do have this book here by Douglas Murray, which is a very, very good read, and he's promoting it hard right now. So I also want to do my job and promote it, not because he paid me to do it, but because I want to. I swear. So it's called "On Democracies and Death Cults" by Douglas Murray. Pretty big.
I just pointed out in a video the Hamas charter.
Yes.
We normally go to Article 7,
Yes.
because Article 7 is where they quote Muhammad about exterminating Jews and hunting them down and so on, and the Jews are going to be hiding behind rocks and trees and so on. They actually quote that as their goal, and they say they don't care how long it takes. That's what they're going to do. So you got that. But then the very next article, Article 8, they say that death for the sake of Allah is their highest goal. Right? So in Article 7, they're talking about they want to wipe out Jews. And then in the next article, they say they want to die
That's true.
while killing other people. But I mean, think about that. Like, their goal is death for their enemies and death for themselves. It's death, 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 death. All we want is death. And it's like, you guys voted into power. The people of Gaza voted into power people who want death for everybody. They want death for both sides. I'm just pointing out because he's got Douglas Murray's book has got death cults in it. I'm saying if anything is a death cult, it's the one. I'd say it's the ideology that says death to everyone. What's weird is that's straight out of the Quran. That's Surah 9, verse 111, right? They fight in Allah's way, so they slay and are slain. That's the deal you make with Allah when you convert. You agree that he gets to use you to kill and get killed. And it's like, supreme death cult, man. Supreme death cult.
That is true.
That is true. And I was about to say base, but I don't know if people would think I'm talking about them and not what I just said. You know what I mean? No, what I'm saying about them is base. I'm not saying they're based.
That is true. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they do.
That's what they do. That's what they do. Hey, so have you heard about this Muhammed Hijab thing going on?
Who? Oh, yeah, I did hear about it. I also watched a video that came out yesterday by the great Ali Dawa, also known as Ali Dawa Grande. And I saw that video. It was like an hour long. I can't believe I watched the whole Ali Dawa video. So weird. But yeah, I did see that. And I see like more updates coming out about it. I see how Muhammad Hijab is more and more exposed as a giant perv. And then there was a viral tweet about him.
What? By who?
By what's his name? Drew something. There was a tweet about him, how he uses Palestine.
Oh, yeah. That was from a couple days ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, guys, he did that. I can't believe you're bringing this stuff up when Palestinians are suffering. It's like, dude, that's where you go. He's like, he's trying everything. It's like, don't you care about Dawa? Don't you care about Dawa? This will ruin my Dawa. Oh no, you're gonna get more Palestinians killed if you expose me because I'm the only one protecting them.
What are you doing? You shouldn't do that.
This is so massively dysfunctional. Anyway, guys, it's hard to keep up because now both sides, mind you, are posting content pretty relentlessly. So AP and I are going live on his channel later to discuss the martyrdoms of the 21. But I messaged him and said, I don't want to get too far behind on this because these guys are both posting. So if we don't cover the stuff as it's coming out, then it's going to be lost. It's going to be kind of lost. We want everyone to stay up to date on this. So I said, let's go live for a shorter one where we'll go through the behind veils videos that they just posted. And then the next time I'm live, or if AP wants to do it on his channel before then we will go through Ali Dawa's video because we do want to hear both sides, ladies and gentlemen. We do want to hear both sides. If there's anything suspicious, we want it to be known. I do think, AP, what message? You sent a message earlier today on, I think you did it. I think I saw it in a community post on YouTube, but you asked Hijab a very important, very straightforward question because as we've seen, he's quick to sue everybody. He sued like Tommy Robbins. He just sues anyone who says anything about him. You asked a very important question. What was that question?
I did indeed ask a very important question. And that question pertains to Muhammad Hijab's his habit of trying to legally threaten and legally sue people that for ridiculous reasons. Like he was trying to sue Douglas Murray for allegedly slandering him and all that. So, and I was just wondering, this is a very big allegation by a woman who is not just an anonymous person, but whom Ali Dawa directly, personally met and also, talked to. So it's not some random person that nobody knows. It's somebody that they are aware of and whose personality, whose actual name and identity is out there, and who is even a Muslim. So, if she is making all of this up, if these are just baseless allegations, then why does he not sue her, right? Why doesn't he sue her, and why doesn't he sue those who helped her in creating these allegations about Muhammad Hijab? So I made that community post, and aside from making that community post and asking Muhammad Hijab about that, I even directly, since I have a history and a good friendship with Muhammad Hijab, I went on
besties.
I went on Twitter and sent him a message directly and said, "Hey, I want to be just and honest here, despite our animosity. And I just want to ask you, if the allegations are false, why don't you sue the victim?" And he saw it, but he didn't respond, which is very funny.
And yeah, so that's the question, ladies and gentlemen. Hijab is very quick to threaten lawsuits or to actually sue if he thinks someone has said something false about him. And here is a woman saying that they were married, and she's basically treated as a prostitute. She's just a hotel wife and so on. And it's like, okay, so is this lady making all this stuff up? If so, how has she not been sued? That's the question. That's the question. Anyway, the point is, guys, it's in this sort of situation where it's he said, she said, and then we've got text messages and all these other issues and so on. You have to, I think the evidence is swinging massively in favor of Hijab was actually married to this girl, and then he treated her this way and so on. But, you know, if there's evidence to show that we're wrong, then would be happy to check out that evidence. That's why we will be checking out Ali Dawa's case against her here in the very near future. But a guy who notoriously threatens to sue everyone suddenly not going in that direction does raise some suspicions. All right, guys, so we're going to watch the new Behind Veils videos.
There is one thing which I have to point out, to be very fair, which is that while what she says and what she does is kind of believable, and the response that we see from Muhammad Hijab is suspicious, I must say that there is one downside, which is that she is a woman, and the testimony of a woman is, of course, worth half that of a man. So that makes me not want to believe her.
That is true as well. And we can't ignore the fact that if this woman wants to accuse Hijab of anything, she should be bringing 4 male witnesses from the Dawa community, or it never happened.
Precisely.
Or it never happened. All right, so we're going to check out these Behind Veils videos that were just posted, ladies and gentlemen, where in one of them, we have Aisha's father's testimony. So he actually submitted his testimony, a short video clip, his testimony about what he knows. And that is apparently going to like some Muslim Council of Europe or something like this that's going to be looking into this for everyone. So we're going to look at that, and we're going to look at the new video where they call Muhammad Hijab the master of deception. It's a good title for Muhammad Hijab. Just a little. I wouldn't say master of deception because he makes it too easy to expose him, but he's pretty good at deception. Let's just put it that way. All right, let's take these first couple super chats, and we'll jump into 2 videos. G Fire Block. That's cool. I don't know what that means, but. Super sticker from AP's buddy.
Ida. What's up, Ida? Ida is based.
Very based. Everyone. Putin. D-Wood. Putin. Never change sport. And so I shan't. The bookshelf is based. It's something.
It is.
I mean, you can say it's based in the sense that it has some sort of base touching the floor or something, but
it is a little bit close to me. Black Angel also points out, I feel kind of scared because it's so close. Maybe I need to move things around a little bit.
There we go. Happy Monday, Thursday, fellas.
Thanks.
Mujahidin Turkey Sin. Oh, hi, D1 and AP. What sort of weird Turkish stuff is that?
What is this, man? Some Serbian stuff. What is this? Some Serbian something. I don't know.
Are you threatening Serbs? How to explain the Trinity to Muslims?
Start with "Ya Muslim."
Yeah.
No, how do you explain it to you?
Yeah, a couple point. This would not be the. We're trying to get into a video here, so this would be an actually long discussion. Check out my video. I made a video. I forget what it's called. But it's where I go through their various. The most important step is getting rid of some of their stupid objections at the beginning. So like they say, oh, but Christians believe 1 + 1 + 1 = 1. So I have an entire video going through that and how dumb and stupid it is. But the most important thing would be giving them some examples from their own position that they frequently don't even realize, and getting them to understand it from their own perspective, and therefore they can't just say, oh, it sounds weird or something like so. So for example, when they're talking about the different Qira'at. They have different Qurans with different words and so on, but they'll say, but it's only one Quran. It's like, okay, wait a minute. You have different Qurans with different Arabic words and so on, with different meanings, and it's somehow all one Quran. So these 7 Qurans or these 10 Qurans or whatever are all somehow one Quran. So that's that sort of thing. So learn some of those examples, and I give some of those in that video if anyone wants to find that video and share the link. So, yeah. And then you would want to be able to show the Trinity from the Bible, and then you would want to know the Islamic dilemma when they say your Bible's been corrupted. Got that?
Yes. It is funny. I was just seeing an article on New York Post about people converting to Catholicism and stuff.
I saw that too.
And
it's got Cameron Bertuzzi on the picture. I saw that.
they used Cameron Bertuzzi on the picture. That's very funny.
Cameron's blowing up, man. Cameron's blowing up. MT says 3 p.m. live stream. Is this real life? No, I don't know where you are. This is a 6 p.m. live stream.
Cameron Bertuzzi.
Strip down for Palestine, sister. Muhammed Hijab. You have to pleasure me for Palestine. If you care about the little children, you will be my hotel wife so I can bang you. Wow. Joel Evers says, to the town of Agua Fria rode a stranger one fine day, hardly... this the big iron on his hip. You got to sing it. To the town of Agua Fria rode a stranger one fine day. Ooh, hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. For the stranger amongst them had a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip, oh hi, oh hi, oh hi. I don't care how long it takes, as long as Jew or with me. As long as Jew or with me. You look very educated with that bookshelf, AP. Yeah.
I am highly educated, and I do not associate with lowly people who do not have bookshelves behind them.
Someone needs to do an evolution of AP's background, like as he goes from atheist to agnostic, and then to Kate Schumann, and just show the evolution of his background.
Indeed,
because your background in your videos is a reflection of who you are. And as your background is changing, it means you're changing as a person.
Indeed.
David, the bookshelf needs my new body wash called Golden Shower. Urinate upon them. That's what we do to be as cool as APs. Do you need something weird like that? Where's your autographed copy of Mein Kampf, AP?
I have it below.
That's
on the screen.
Yeah, it's got its own special book stand. AP, dein Bücherregal ist genial.
Dein Bücherregal ist genial, Bruder. Oh, hi, David. Oh, hi, David.
How come I've never seen the word genial in German? Is that a normal word?
Probably never paid attention. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting. Have you guys looked into the Hassan Piker, Ethan Klein stuff? It's mostly about Israel-Palestine. No, I've never seen any of those guys. I mean, I've seen Hassan Piker on something like Piers Morgan or wherever he was. But, the other stuff, nope.
I think if I ever wanted to, become intentionally brain damaged, I would watch Hassan Piker or something.
That would be good. Do you think Pew Research predicting Islam becoming the biggest religion in the next decades is accurate, or do you think apostasy avalanche will turn the tide? That is a good question. So the claim that Islam is the fastest growing religion goes back to a Pew study that's from a long time ago. And they were just focused, and they were pointing out that it's just birth rates. They're saying the main factor is birth rates. Muslims, wherever they are, have the highest birth rates. They have the highest birth rates in the Middle East. They have the highest birth rates in Africa. They have the highest birth rates in Europe. They have the highest birth rates everywhere, right? Even though the Muslim birth rates will vary from place to place, they're always higher than everyone else's. And so they're just doing the math and saying, here's how rapidly it's growing, and here's when Islam will become the main religion in the world as far as numbers go. But that was before what's called the avalanche of apostasy. I don't think the apostasy rates are enough to offset the birth rates right now. But the question is the is the avalanche of apostasy going to accelerate? So you have that. You also have the issue of tons of people who are counted as Muslims aren't actually Muslims. So if you take the official number of Muslims in the world, it's also estimated that around 8% of people in Muslim countries who are counted as Muslims are actually closet apostates who can't share that information with people. And so, and again, Iran, we've talked about in the past, Iran now has a 40% Muslim population. Iran is a Muslim minority nation right now. So looking pretty good, but you don't want to play around with this. So you have to keep going after the core of Islam. Keep going after Muhammad. Keep going after the Quran, because you don't want to leave it. You don't want to just leave it to birth rates and hope that the apostasy rates cancel them out.
There is indeed great sheer unmitigated joy of acknowledging the forecast of Muslims leaving their faith, which they otherwise hold on to very strongly, and leaving it behind to go into a future where Islam no longer dominates their lives.
Indeed. A blessed Good Friday to my favorite Islamophobes. Yeah, you just heard from one of them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you think the world will be a better place with the avalanche of apostasy in coming years? Or could we be left with something worse coming after Islam? I don't think you could get something worse.
Nothing is worse than Islam.
Yeah. Islam is basically, well, I don't know. You could get like total chaos and anarchy. It's basically, Islam is as bad as something can be without just breaking down into total chaos and anarchy in a state of nature. So, Ya Muslim, here's my jizya. Have a blessed Easter. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, mister.
Have you seen Mimi Mubahala vid? Hilarious. We've got the one, we're about to see it, where he's challenging one of the Behind Veils guys to Mubahala. We're about to see that. Mandatory jizya. Also, Ape should have a blowout merch sale before he rebrand to Apostate Martin. I would like to have a shirt with the Prophet on it. You got to do it quick and say, hey, this is your last chance to get the Apostate Prophet before you become the Apostate Martini.
And then,
you got to go with Martini.
And then I will change it, and then I'll change it back again after one day.
Yeah, after selling like 20,000 of them. One of Allah's names is the Shy. Al-Hayy. Allah's very shy.
It is.
No,
Allah
Allah's
is
not
a
shy.
very, very shy guy.
No, Muhammad's shy, but Allah is not shy, to tell you the truth. I posted Jesus of Nazareth movie on my channel, and God is blessing me. My subs are almost at 500. That's interesting. Is that you allowed to just post that? That'd be cool. Mimi said he wanted to sink his teeth into new meat. This is career-ending stuff. Muhammad lose hijab. No, guys, there's only one reason I'm covering this. Because guess what? These guys are always doing creepy stuff. I'm not interested. The only time I bring it up, guys, the only time I bring this stuff up with these guys is because I'm trying to show that it doesn't hurt them. Trying to show how massively dysfunctional the Ummah is. That as long as you're bragging about humiliating the kuffar, you can do anything you want. That's the point I'm trying to make in all this. I don't get it. I've always assumed that Hijab and all these guys are doing all this messed up stuff behind the scenes. Why? I've heard from ex-Muslims before who talk about how messed up the mosque is. I've had I know an ex-Salafi who told me they basically pass girls around in the mosque. It's like one guy will have her for a couple months, then divorce her, and then pass her on to the next guy, and they basically all sleep with all the girls in the mosque and so on. So I know this stuff. Is going on. Getting second, third, and fourth wives and stuff. We know that's going on. I've met some of the additional wives before, so we know this stuff happens. We know the Dawah guys are doing it. Hijab has admitted that he estimates 85% of the Dawah guys are all have been in polygamous relationships and so on. So we know this stuff's going on. I don't care. I normally focus on Muhammad and the Quran and those kinds of issues. I'm bringing it up here specifically because, as is the case with Sheikh Uthman, so is the case with Muhammad Hijab. They do not care what you're doing. I mean, Sheikh Uthman, he faked a hate crime against himself, lied to his fans, lied straight to his fans' faces. Then took his buddy's wife, committed adultery with her, married her. She was married to two guys at the same time. None of this hurts the guy. Then his other wife has to file a restraining order for choking her and stuff like that and being horribly abusive. None of that hurts these guys at all. So At the end of all of this, it looks like Muhammad Hijab is going to be exposed as a liar who basically treated this girl like a prostitute. Is that going to hurt him? No, not with his fans. Other people will use it against him, but those were people who are already against him because he's from the wrong sect of Islam or something like that. So this is not career-ending stuff for Muhammad Hijab. He can be exposed as a complete liar whose goal is to turn Muslim women into borderline prostitutes. It will not hurt him even slightly. Watch. That's the only reason I'm staying up to date on this. I want people to know how massively dysfunctional the Ummah is. It's pretty creepy, very creepy stuff. Neo-atheism is 100% to blame for the incel culture of the 2000s that metastasized into the manosphere, but it definitely overlaps with Islam's systemic male entitlement. It's all just pure evil. It is interesting seeing how all these things combine and mutate. When 500, I will start to live stream and super chat. You got all that just from posting that movie?
Yes.
Great to see you again live, brothers. Have a great, the most important day for mankind, the day that God gave the biggest sacrifice for us knobheads.
Indeed.
Fantastic work you two always do. That is true. That is true. That is true. From the river to the sea, sister, remove your panties for me. That's Hijab's new motto. Hey, AP, you can actually share that with the little message of him saying, "What about the Palestinians? You can expose me." And you can share that with "From the river to the sea, remove your panties for me." Why does David Wood repeat himself like Jimmy 2 times from Goodfellas? I'm gonna go get the papers. Get the papers. Why are you lying about me? Your bookshelf is missing my new book, How to Urinate on One Another. It's what we do. Everyone's got to have that. It's a classic. A Dawa classic. Eli, Eli, who are a father to no one, why have you forsaken me? Deaf not, Father, don't forgive them. Destroy wherever you find them. The uncorrupted Injil. That's what the uncorrupted Injil says. It's 1:20, but I stayed late, so I say hi. Hi, Iron Kippa. That's actually a pretty cool name. Iron Kippa. Is Allah an actual entity? If it isn't, Yahweh, what could it be? Is it powerful? And do you think it knows about what you guys are doing? I guess this could be asked about the Jewish conception of God. As far as Allah, yeah, you could say he's just a figment of their imagination, or that it's some demon, or that it's Satan.
Hey, David.
What?
You on one of these streams, you said a phrase, "banging all the reverts," and I thought that would be an awesome music title.
AP song.
An awesome. So I came up with a few concepts here, but this is one of them.
Is it getting quieter?
Isn't it good?
Yeah, that's concept, pretty. Right? That's pretty bass. Yeah, banging all the reverts. Yeah. Hey, you should send that to me, and we'll listen to it next time when we're going through the Ali Dawa video. We'll break into banging all the reverts.
Good.
David, try to pronounce this, please. Rindfleischkartierungsüberwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz. Pronunciation was perfect.
It was close. Rindfleischetikettierungsüberwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz.
What I said, dude. Happy blessed Easter, AP, and congrats on the new bookshelf. Remember, reading is for losers. Oh, hi, David. Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Learned that from Andrew Tate. Hijab is having his Faisal moment from Four Lions. Okay, I gotta watch it. I pass goats around with Mensch, my twin. They pass the goats around. An open eye with the word. Oh, that's a super sticker. Thank you. This was a lot of super chats for the very beginning. Check out CBN Christian Broadcasting Network a few days ago. Huge numbers of Christians. Huge rise in numbers of Christians in the UK. Good news. I will check that out. That is interesting. I did a show a while back with a guy who did research, and he pointed out that They thought what the research was going to show was that what's in everyone's mind is that like each generation in Great Britain is becoming more atheistic, and it turns out it's actually the reverse. It's the older generation that is more atheistic. The least atheistic generation is the youngest. It is interesting.
Oh,
It's
that's
very
based.
interesting and based. But yeah, we'll check that out. A Muslim said to me, Isaiah 42 is a prophecy. I don't believe it is, but can you show why? If not, just what's other YouTube videos about that? God bless. Isaiah 42 is a prophecy. It's a prophecy about the Messiah. They're just massively distorting it and trying to make it about Muhammad. I've even seen them lie and just like leave little parts out to get it to sound more like Muhammad. But yeah, it's an incredibly weak argument. And the only thing that they're really using is it mentions Kedar because it's saying everyone's going to be praising God, and it says, "So ho, you islands over there, and you over here in Kedar, everyone prays Kedar. What is this saying that a prophet will arise in Arabia?" And it's like, no, it's not. No, it's anyway. Yeah, just read the passage and ask yourself if you would ever get the impression that this is about Muhammad. The other thing is Isaiah 42 is one of four servant songs about a messianic figure. And if you go through the four servant songs in Isaiah, they're clearly about Jesus, because the last one, the last of the four servant songs, is Isaiah 53 about someone about this figure dying for the sins of others.
Is that one that mentions that actually speaks of the Lord coming, and they still say it's about Muhammad? Is that one of those?
No. Isaiah 42 is different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a messianic prophecy, and it basically says sing. You know, it's going to be a new song and so on. They say, oh, that means law. But yeah, there is a no. Actually, you're right. There is a part where it says something about God going to war, and they leave God out, and then they say, yeah, and then they say, yes, and Muhammad went to war. You see this about him. They put the ... in there because it says God did it, and so yeah, it's massively deceptive. In general, just anytime they bring up a passage, just read the chapter. Instantly say, pause. You just said this. Let me read this chapter.
Oh yeah, here. Isaiah 42:13. The Lord will march out like a champion.
Yeah,
like a warrior, he will stir up his zeal.
Yeah, they left out the Lord there. They cut that out. They put ... and they said, oh, it's saying that this prophet is going to be a warrior. It's like, you guys are such liars.
It's God, man.
Hope your bookshelf keeps growing, AP.
It is going to grow. I'm not sure if I can keep it in the room if it keeps growing, but right now I'm happy with it. Yeah.
Yes, I looked at the analytics. It's true. That's interesting. Eventually, this will devolve into Mojab defending himself with, we're proud of that. Yeah, it will. Like, what are you going to do to me? I can do this. I'm allowed. Question, what do Muslims have to look forward to in the Garden of Jannah? They get to stand in corners waiting for men to call them to enjoy them.
They can be basically like Sneeko. Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys, we still have the super chats are actually coming in. Well, actually, we've got a few more. Okay, we'll zoom through these. I was just going to cut to the video. I'll zoom through these. I commented on a Muslim short saying the biggest difference between God and Allah is that God doesn't want us to sin, and Allah does want us to sin. A Muslim then proceeded to call me a liar and a horrible person. Good. Well, when he does that, put the sources on the screen where Allah wants people to sin and threatens them with destruction if they don't, and then say, you didn't call me a liar, you just called your prophet a liar. And so you're an ex-Muslim now. Do that. How is it with your soul? Pretty based. What do you call a Muslim woman with an opinion? Anything you want. She's already been stoned to death. Dang. That's pretty messed up, man. A prayer start podcast in Spotify. Good Friday, AP and D Wood. We do need to expand to something else. It's either Rumble or Spotify.
And happy Good Friday.
Try this. Megxit. That is not a real word. I don't know what that is.
I think that's Hungarian or something.
How do you know?
That looks like Hungarian.
So we'll just say Happy Easter all. AP, have you looked up Father Gabriel of Georgia yet?
Sounds familiar.
You can do that now. Hey, guys, keep doing the great work, and I am in the gym listening to you guys. But do you guys work out? And you both are my gym music. Yes, I work out. Not nearly enough, but I do try to get to the gym once or twice a week. Hi, AP. How do you make the songs? Oh, bye, David. I think he's using some AI stuff.
I write them and let ChatGPT refine them, and then I use Suno, which is a music making app. Um, Sometimes I just go with whatever I describe, and Suno kind of makes it, and I go to 1,001 tries. And sometimes I just compose my own thing and let it then do that, and so on. So it's pretty good.
Nice. You are both such Mahmedim. That's true. We're lovely. I just saw a care guy on Dr. Phil gave the whole spiel about how the Muslims are responsible for all the science and we're all extremely tolerant to the Jews, you see. Oh, boy, yeah. Pretty standard. Is it hypocritical for a Muslim to spam since they shouldn't be touching pork? That's funny. But very rude and Islamophobic. All right, guys, let's go ahead and check out. Check out these videos. We'll do the short video first. This is Muhammad Hijab story, and this is the father's testimony. So this is Aisha, her father, his testimony that is apparently being submitted to the Islamic Court of Europe or something like that. We'll see. We'll go ahead and see. But this is a short one. This is just his testimony, and it's got the translation on the screen. One second. The following testimony is from... I have to read now?
The following testimony is from the father of the sister who has brought forth allegations against Muhammad Hijab. This is one of multiple evidences that will be presented. If Muhammad Hijab stands by his word, and that he has not misled the public, we challenge him to do mubahala against the sheikh, the sister's father.
That's the other thing. So you pointed out, hey, isn't it odd that the guy who habitually sues everyone or threatens to sue everyone isn't suing this woman who says she was in a marriage with him? He should be threatening to sue her father as well here.
Yes.
But there's also the issue of the mubahala, because as we're about to see in the next video, the moment this guy starts mouthing off to Hijab, he starts going, let's do a mubahala, let's do a mubahala. It's like, wait, you have someone saying she wants to do a mubahala with you. And you won't do it with her, but you're just challenging other random people to mubahalas?
Yes.
Isn't that weird?
Yes. And by the way, mubahala, for those who don't know it, quickly to catch up, is a curse duel where you go out and say, if I am a liar, then may Allah curse me. And the other side also says, and if I am a liar, then may Allah curse me. Yeah. And then they walk apart from each other and then turn around and pick up their guns and shoot.
Yep. And they shoot. And what's silly is what would happen. Here's what would actually happen, right? If they were to do the mubahala, Aisha would say, here's what you did to me. Here's how you treated me. You got me to marry you. I agreed to be your secret second wife, but I didn't agree to you not providing for me or anything else. And then I only found that out after we're married and you're using me. And I tried to deal with it behind the scenes, and you just you treated me like a prostitute. And now I want justice. And then Muhammad Hijab would say, no, you're a liar and you're a stalker. I'm just completely innocent. I've done nothing wrong in my entire life because I'm so perfect and blah, blah, blah. And then they would call down Allah's curse on whoever's lying. And then here's the ticket. Whatever happens to either of them at any point in the future, they will say, you see, this is Allah's curse upon you. So Muhammad Hijab would eventually get a cold, and then people against him would say, you see, Allah has cursed him. Or something would happen to Aisha or something like that, or her long-lost cousin or something like this. Oh, we said that you would be cursed if you're lying, but your cousin's sister's brother's uncle fell into a ditch. You see, this is the proof. And so that's how they go. So it's kind of pointless, but in the following testimony, he clearly testifies that Muhammad Hijab spoke with him twice with respect to seeking his daughter for marriage. So this is this guy's testimony to Muslims. Muhammad Hijab spoke to him twice about seeking his daughter for marriage. The same woman he has publicly tried to character assassinate, coining her a stalker who was obsessed with him and someone who was irate after being supposedly rejected. This testimony challenges the deceptive narrative Muhammad Hijab has cast to the public. So the idea here is the father's testimony is one more piece of the puzzle. He's not testifying on things that happened in their relationship afterwards or anything. He's just saying this guy did contact me about marrying my daughter. So here we go. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, the father. Here we go.
The father has offered testimony to the Islamic Council of Europe. We await a response and an oath from Muhammad Hijab. Names have been censored for the public. This testimony was provided during our investigation.
Okay, so this is offered. This is the testimony offered to the Islamic Council of Europe. Okay, let's get into it here.
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Anna Sayyid Abu Sayyid Sayyidi Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum marratan ukhra.
Hey, wait, we got to read that, man.
Why is he cursing, man?
He says, praise be to Allah and peace and blessings be upon the messenger of Allah. Peace be upon you and the mercy of Allah and his blessings. I am
Beep.
Father of
Beep.
Dear Sheikh, peace be upon you once again.
Sheikh, assalamu alaikum marratan ukhra. I
testify before Allah Almighty that Muhammad Nabil Hijab, they didn't censor his name, that Mr. Muhammad Nabil Hijab requested my daughter's hand in marriage on 2 occasions via phone. However, I did not approve of the manner in which he made his request, and I did not like it. So I didn't like the way this guy's just like on the phone saying, hey, can I bang your daughter? My daughter had previously told me that Mr. Muhammad Nabil Hijab is a trustworthy individual, according to the testimony of scholars and shuyukh. He had promised her marriage based on a fatwa he mentioned to her, which stated that it is permissible to marry a woman with the father's consent in absentia on the condition that a suitor is trustworthy and qualified and that a representative acts on behalf of the father. So they're saying Hijab basically used his deep study to find loopholes in how they would normally expect a marriage to go. So he says all this. You guys can, for those of you who want to hear it in the original, you can. I'm just going to fast forward through it. Because again, he keeps it short and he just says what he knows, which is why doesn't seem anything is embellished here. Seems pretty straightforward. And he says, so based on that, I sent my daughter a legal authorization to begin the process, and I began, on my part, the visa procedures to join my daughter in London. However, Mr. Muhammad Nabil did not contact me again after the initial calls, so I instructed my daughter to stop the procedures and not to proceed with marriage to Mr. Muhammad. But my daughter informed me that she had already sent him the authorization before the call in which I discussed the marriage proposal, and I did not like his tone in that call.
Huh.
Got that?
What's wrong with his tone?
My daughter is now telling me that Mr. Muhammad Nabil is... Oh, yeah. My daughter is now telling me that Mr. Muhammad Nabil is threatening her, telling her not to speak to me or her family about this matter. Therefore, dear Sheikh, I ask your honorable self to assist my daughter in annulling any relationship between her and Mr. Muhammad Nabil, and that he leave my daughter alone. May Allah reward you with goodness, and may he be held accountable for using Islamic law. May he be held accountable for using Islamic law for his personal gain, even though that's what Muhammad did. Even though that's what Muhammad did, and Muhammad is a pattern of conduct in Islam. So let's go listen to him last couple seconds.
قال لها أن لا تتكلم مع أبيها ولا أهلها في هذا الموضوع. ولهذا سيدي الشيخ أطلب من سيادتكم أن تساعد ابنتي لإتمام فسخ أي علاقة بينها وبين السيد محمد نبيل، وأن يترك ابنتي في حالها جزاه الله خيرا، وأن يحاسب في التلاعب بنصوص الشريعة الإسلامية في صالحه. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
You get all that, AP?
Yes.
Was that based enough for you?
Very.
Extremely based, extremely base. All right, guys. So that was the shorter video. Then we have a longer video, which is very interesting. I have to say, did you watch the Behind Veils video, the new one?
No.
Okay. I have to say, because when Hijab posted his terrible AI video responding to her, and they posted clips from Dr. Abu Aya, the clips they posted did make it sound like Dr. Abu Aya was trying to threaten Hijab, and it sounded bad. It sounded like, haha, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. When they posted when Behind Veils posted the actual full conversation, it sounded like the exact opposite. And so when we're sitting here attempting to assess who's lying, and if so, about what, that was very deceptive and very stupid, I might add. If you know you're going to post something that makes someone sound like they're being evil, but they can also just post the full, what they actually said, the full audio of what they actually said. I don't know. Gosh, people are just stupid. It's almost like Hijab, with all these posts, is announcing to his fans, I know how stupid you guys are, so I'm going to give you this stupid objection that you're too stupid to realize how stupid it is. And then they fall for it every time. There's you've seen it. There are people going, oh my goodness, think Muhammad Hijab said that Elon Musk was after him, and now this has happened. This is the proof. And meanwhile, he knew it was coming last year, because Ali Dawa is already interviewing the chick and finding this stuff out. Oh gosh, his fans are dumb. They are so stupid. Could you have predicted this? Whoa! We got these couple super chats real quick. AP sounds like that TV show, The People's Court, when he reads the deets of the case. Yeah, it does. You've never seen The People's Court anyway.
No, I did not.
The quantity of comments on Joe Rogan Experience claiming that Douglas is being paid by a certain group of people proved his point he was trying to make at the start. Not surprising, not surprising. Love you both. Congrats on joining the Eastern Orthodox Church. Ridvan, I'll be joining you shortly. Are you planning on reviewing Ali D's testimony video? How many times we got to say it? Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I wanted to actually go live yesterday and just review it and speculate on what's happening, but then I thought I will have to give it a little bit of time. So.
Yeah, so we will be going through that. If AP wants to do it on his channel, we do it on his channel. If not, we'll do it on mine. But yes, we will be going through Ali Dawa's testimony, and we need to do that soon here in the next few days, because it looks like endless stuff is going to be coming out about this. I once asked a Muslim gal if she wanted to get stoned. Long story short, I ended up getting pretty high, and I never heard from her again. Happy Easter to you both, brothers. Very weird stuff. All right, guys, so let's check out the Behind Veils video. And this was titled something along the lines of Muhammad Hijab, Master of Deception. So if you want a lot of deceivers in the world, if you want the master of deception, go to Muhammad Hijab.
Shut up. Yeah? Shut up. How dare you come out and try and selectively choose certain things that were said in the conversation and not even represent the conversation right? Bro, I challenge you, bro, to a mubahala. I'm going to put you in your place. Wallahi, I'm going to cancel you, bro. Let's do a mubahala.
A mubahala.
Today's video
That's funny. They gave a little taste. They gave a little taste there at the beginning before they jumped into it. Sounds like Muhammad Hijab to me, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds like Muhammad Hijab to
Shut up,
me.
bro.
Yeah, we got to save that one. Shut up. Shut up. That's all he knows. That's all he knows. I'll just insult and threaten everyone into not challenging me. Wow.
Shut up, bro.
Exposes the lies Muhammad Hijab has spread about Dr. Abu Aya. There is one consistent theme across Hijab's actions, whether it was the sister in their marriage, the AI narrated video, his social media posts, or even what we are going to present here today. This man is a master of deception. Today, as well as in the upcoming days, the world will be witness to that. But
master of deception.
Muhammad Hijab? I don't know, man.
Matter of fact, if you lined up all the most popular da'is, they could form like a super dawah group called Masters of Deception.
That's funny.
It is.
Before we dive into the jaw-dropping revelations, there's something I need to make absolutely clear. This platform behind veils does not need Islamic or legal courts to validate what is morally clear. We are simply echoing the Quran when it says in Surah An-Nisa, Allah does not love the public utterance or hurtful speech except by one who has been wronged. Allah is all hearing, all knowing. Dr. Abu Aya and I...
Little side note. So there are people saying, hey, if Muhammad Hijab is doing anything, this should be handled just in court and you shouldn't be talking about it. And that is an interesting little rule. Why? Because the Dawah guys, they all blast each other nonstop, attack each other nonstop, attack everyone else nonstop. It's only when your guy is the one who's in the spotlight that they suddenly say, what? Why isn't this being done behind the scenes in a private little court? Why are you calling them? Muhammad Hijab, who talks trash about everyone nonstop his entire career. Suddenly, when someone says something about him, because they tried to deal with it behind the scenes, going to sheikhs and so on, and the sheikhs are like, no, this is fitna, this will be fitna, you can't do it, you have to, he's too important, just take the L, sister, just take the L. And then so they eventually expose it. And then, what are you doing? How dare you? How dare you bring any of this up?
Based on the principle of as-sulhu khair. Reconciliation is good. That means we go back and forth between parties, bridging gaps, pleading for resolution. Because there is always goodness in bringing hearts back together. But while we strive for peace, others, like Muhammad Hijab, seem to thrive on chaos. We will challenge those who need to be challenged. We don't answer to institutions or personalities, because when it mattered most, everyone turned away. Not a single leader or institution stood publicly with us.
You guys getting this? It's like they're saying, hey, people are saying, why aren't you handling this behind closed doors and through Muslim organizations instead of bringing all this to the public? We tried. We contacted everyone. No one wanted to touch this stuff. No one. Okay. So what do? You just let it slide? That seems to be the intent of these Muslim organizations and so on. No. Bottom line is you got to deal with stuff. That goes for everyone. That's not just for Muslims. That's Christians. That's everyone else. If messed up stuff is going on behind the scenes, I understand wanting to deal with it privately and try to get justice privately and stuff like that. If that's not working, you cannot let that stuff go on. It's messed up stuff. AP, you know what I want to post a short video on?
Yes.
You may remember, this is probably 6 or 7 years ago. So the grooming gangs scandal is familiar to everyone. But I don't remember exactly what it was, 6 or 8 years ago. There was an issue with Sikh girls.
There was.
In the UK, where this was going on, and Muslims would seduce a Sikh girl, right? So fall in love with her. It's a different kind of grooming, right? She gets a boyfriend, Muslim boyfriend, treats her really well, treats her like a princess, seduces her, eventually has sex with her, but they record it. They record it, right? He's got a camera rolling. And then as soon as she has sex with the guy, boom, we've got you on video. Now you're going to do whatever we say, or we're going to show this to your family and your community. We're going to post it online. And at that point, she becomes their prostitute. And this is going on over and over again until the Sikh community had to actually get together for a conference on how to deal with this. And they said, guys, we have to make it known to our daughters that if they make some mistake with a Muslim, they need to feel comfortable, and they're going to use that to blackmail her. They need to know that they can actually come forward to us, and that we're not going to be too hard on them or anything. But we can't let them turn into prostitutes. We can't let them use this to turn them into prostitutes. So if one of our daughters makes a mistake, she needs to be able to come forward and say, hey, this is what happened, and they're trying to turn me into their prostitute. They said we just have to change culturally to make it so that the girls aren't so ashamed that they would rather become prostitutes than come forward to their own community and so on. So they actually had to deal with this. But here's the thing. Think about what they're doing, right? With the grooming gangs, with the ordinary grooming gangs, when they're going around with 12-year-old girls and stuff, they shame the rest of the population into not exposing them. It's not that they're shaming the 12-year-old girls, but they're picking the young girls specifically so that they can control them. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the population, they're controlling through a shame system where if you criticize us, then we're going to shame you by calling you Islamophobes and racists and bigots. So they actually program the entire country to keep their mouths shut. Police, prosecutors, judges, journalists, everyone terrified to say anything, right? So that's how they deal with that. With the Sikh girls, they would seduce a girl, then tell her, we will show this to your entire community. We will post this. You will go down in history for doing porn right here, unless you do what we say. They use the girls' fear of being shamed to turn them into prostitutes. But here's the thing. What does Muhammad Hijab do? At least according to the information we have, what is Muhammad Hijab doing with Muslim girls behind the scenes? What's he doing? He's getting them to marry him. Hey, let's get married. Let's get married. We're going to have to keep it a secret. You're going to have to keep it a secret. But we're going to keep it a secret. And behind the scenes, you're going to be my wife. You're going to be my wife. Then once they get married and he starts having sex with them, then he makes it clear, oh, by the way, I'm not paying you anything. I'm not providing for you. I'm not providing a house. I'm not taking care of I'm going to have zero contact with your family from now on. You're only my wife in the hotel. And then they get mad about that. Wait, you didn't tell me this stuff. You didn't tell me I was just your hotel wife and that's all I was ever going to be. And you're not going to provide for me. And I have to spend the rest of my life as your sex toy. And I get nothing out of this relationship. And then what is his response? Do you want me to give you the reputation of a hotel wife? That's all over the messages, guys. It's, I will shame you if you do not do what I say and what I want, or if you ever try to challenge me, or if you ever share this information with anyone, I'm going to shame you and give you the reputation of a prostitute. What's he doing? He's doing exactly the same thing Muslim guys did with the Sikh girls. He's treating them like he's turning them into prostitutes using shame or threat of shaming them publicly to keep them in line. Why so many Muslims would be totally fine with this is I would be horrified if someone were treating Christian girls like this. If a Christian leader was treating Christian girls like this. And yet, as long as he's humiliating the kuffar, they'll let him do it. They'll let him get away with turning Muslim women into prostitutes and manipulating them into keeping their mouths shut. The exact same way the grooming gangs silenced people. Pretty interesting religion here.
Pretty messed up, man.
Pretty messed up.
And yet, wrongdoers always reveal themselves. All we have to do is sit at our desks. They expose their own corruption through their actions, their arrogance, and their missteps. A few days ago, Muhammad Hijab, or one of his associates, used a different channel, aided by AI, to try to paint himself as innocent. Mm-hmm. But they made a grave mistake. They slandered two individuals who were never meant to be dragged into this mess, Dr. Abu Aya and Sheikh Torana.
Those are two people who are going to be coming up as things unfold. So what Behind Veils just pointed out here, isn't it? I think his name's Salman or something like that.
I don't know what his name is.
I think I saw that somewhere. Oh, I saw the name popping up, so I'm assuming it's him. But so he's pointing out here.
I think his name is ex-husband of Dunya or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. That's his name according to Hijab. But so what's being pointed out here, guys, is so far you had Muhammad Hijab and someone who's going by the name Aisha and Behind Veils here. That's who this discussion is between. And then in the response video, Muhammad Hijab brings up two other people. And I can't speak on the issue of the sheikh, but the Dr. Abu Aya, it definitely sounds like Hijab completely misrepresented what was said. And we're about to see this. It's pretty clear.
Now, by the will of Allah, the truth will be exposed, and so will the sociopath behind it.
Hey! Narcissist!
Get your conditions right, man.
Yeah, I've been pointing out you seem to have a good grasp of the psychology of manipulation and so on. but he is clearly, you can just read the DSM on narcissistic personality disorder and on antisocial personality disorder. I can see why there would be some confusion because there is some overlap, but he's clearly in the narcissist category. Do not put him in my awesome category.
Yes. How dare you?
Shame on you.
The clip we are about to
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say now, Muhammad Hijab is innocent based on how you just completely maligned him. I'm just kidding. Muhammad Hijab's a sicko pervert.
show is from a video endorsed by Muhammad Hijab himself. I want you to listen carefully, not just to the sound bites, but to the underlying commentary and the sentiment being portrayed.
What exactly?
Okay, guys, so this is from Muhammad Hijab's response that he made. He apparently wrote it because it sounds exactly like his writing. But it's put in an AI voice and it's put on a different channel. And so this is the section about how Dr. Abu Aya was apparently threatening Muhammad Hijab to expose him if he doesn't do what he wants and so on. And watch what happens.
Compels their intrusion. A clue may lie in a voice note where one of these bloggers tells Muhammad Hijab that he is cornered, all while admitting there is a lack of concrete evidence.
So let's just, you know what, I'm just going to give this to you and perhaps this might work. It might not. If you don't answer me, خلاص, قدر الله, whatever. What am I going to do? But at the same time, she needs to have her voice, akhi. And we saw what we needed to see. And once she moves forward with the Islamic Council of the UK, and once she asks for those list of witnesses, and once they present themselves and they don't, we already know what we're going to do afterwards. So, كده وكده معلش يعني, you've been cornered.
The speaker explicitly states,
You hear that? You've been cornered. You've been cornered. And so it's, hey, we've got you. We're setting you up here.
been cornered. But this raises a crucial question. Why would anyone genuinely interested in truth or justice speak in terms of cornering? Is that the language of an impartial seeker of facts, or
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
This is why this is so deceptive. Look at how they're using that. Look at how they're using that. And this is what Behind Veils is correct about. They say, look at the commentary. It's the commentary, right? Does this sound like someone who's being objective if he talks about you being cornered? Or is this someone doing something really bad? So they're representing that as this guy's clearly bad. He's being evil and diabolical. And once you hear the actual conversation, it's the exact opposite. So massive misrepresentation from Hijab, not helping you, Hijab, except with your stupid fans. And apparently that's your only goal.
someone driven by a different agenda? Let us listen further.
On the other hand, and I need you to also understand this, I'm not going to be quiet. Every single one of us has been burned by religious powerful figures because of whatever reason. And unfortunately, when they get to that ibtila of a shuhra, becoming famous, unfortunately, the vast majority start to engage in wrong behavior. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He protects you from that. I'm not saying that you did it. I'm just asking questions so that you can help us, so that we can help you at the end. But
Sounds
again,
like
I get it.
Candace
You don't trust.
Yeah.
Sounds like
You don't know who we are. We could just turn around and basically backstab you and betray you. I understand that, and I would probably be hesitant as well if I was in your situation. But I don't know what else to do. I'm just giving you a lifeline. If you want to have a video chat with me, if you want to get to know me, if you want to just, you know what, maybe that's what it will take for you to feel comfortable with me. Ahlan wa sahlan.
In this segment, Abu Aya lays bare his motivations. He openly admits that both he and his associate, who happens to be Dunya Shuaib's ex-husband, have been burnt
You're right. You catch that? Dunya Shuaib's ex-husband. That's how they refer to him.
Husband.
by religious
name?
figures. This is not the language of objective inquiry. It is
You hear this? So he says, we've all been burned by religious figures and so on. They're saying, you see, this is not the language of objective inquiry. What are they saying? He's going into this, going after hijab, not seeking justice, not seeking truth. He's just, he's trying to destroy hijab here.
language of grievance.
Muhammad Hijab's support for this video is not by accident. It is both malicious and deceitful. This soundbite isn't a fair or balanced response. It uses clever tricks to make Dr. Abu Aya look bad and to make people doubt his intentions without actually dealing with what was really said or the full context. This approach is a classic example of media manipulation.
He is entirely correct. When you hear what's actually said, the guy seems as fair and balanced as I can imagine anyone being in this situation. And then they portray him as evil and biased.
Twisting the facts and making them look suspicious, all while pretending to be neutral or just asking questions.
Candace Owens.
I now want you to pay extremely close attention. He only played a few seconds of a 9-minute voice note. By the end of it, you won't just see that Muhammad Hijab is a liar, you'll see that he is a master of deception, carefully crafting a narrative to make the public believe that Dr. Abu Aya was the one threatening him. Discredit, disqualify, and destroy his credibility. Listen closely. The truth speaks for itself.
So here we get, this is all the voice message that Dr. Abu Aya left to Hijab, but they give the full message and not the carefully edited version. By the way, AP, what's a better name for Muhammad Hijab? Master of Deception or Master of Mutta? Mutta Master is actually funny if there was a Muslim superhero. I'm the Mutta Master.
The Mutta Man. The Mutta Man.
I'm the Mutta Man. Mutta Man Muhammad Hijab.
I thought Mutta Lover was actually a good title for him, but
that's good. Yeah, I like Master of Mutta Master. Pretty funny. All right, so here we have the unedited voice message.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu wa maghfiratuh, akhi al-habib. This is Abu Aya. I am trying my absolute best. I'm trying my absolute best to reach out to you and try anything so that this doesn't come out.
You guys catching that? I'm trying to do anything. I'm trying to do everything to keep this from coming out.
I really want you to understand something. I don't know you and you don't know me. I get that. And I also understand that you are under probably numerous threats. You probably have a lot of enemies. You're a public figure. Again, I get that as well. However, akhi, we're answerable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, I'm not going to get into the fiqh and to all these different ways of why this is allowed and why this is not allowed and what we're doing. This is not my job. Right now, I just want to give you a lifeline. And you take your time and you figure out what you want to do. You need to understand something. Dhulm is dhulm. No matter what, nobody's going to get away with it. Nobody. And just so that you understand several things here. I work, Brother Salman works, we volunteer. Wallahi, we literally do nothing. And almost everything keeps falling in our laps. And it's the biggest indication that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a purpose for all of this.
That's interesting. So he's saying we're not going and looking for this stuff. We're sitting there, we're working, we're doing our jobs and so on. And then all this stuff that just keeps falling into our laps. And they're interpreting this as Allah is bringing this stuff to light. And the point there is, the guy said, we're trying to avoid this becoming a public issue. So we want to deal with this behind the scenes. And we believe that Allah wants us to help deal with this situation. Why else would this keep falling into our laps?
Yani,
What's up?
Nothing.
You were behaving the way that you did, maybe justifiably so. Maybe just, you don't know who we are. I get that. But when you started acting like this, all you did was just make us now go to the next level. And now we got what we needed. And then after that, it's going to go further and further and further. And it's not going to stop.
You guys catching this? He's saying, we're trying to help you avoid this becoming public. Based on the way you acted, then we have to escalate because we're trying to deal with it in this way. You're not letting us deal with it in this way. And therefore, when you respond by attacking or anything else you're doing, we have to then do something else that wasn't our intention. And so we're going further and further, but it's because of you, Hijab. It's your decisions that are causing us to go further and further. Guess what? He's entirely correct.
Yeah, I mean, we were quite honest in saying that, you know, if you sit and have a conversation with us, we're just trying to resolve this. As-sulh khayr. As-sulh khayr. There's goodness for everyone. So that's what we were trying to do. We're trying to tell the sister there's no point in doing this publicly. We understand the sister is quite upset, and that's why we're trying to get back to you to make sure we have the story.
Did you guys catch that? So they're trying to convince her not to blast this around the world. They were trying to convince her, hey, don't go public with it. Let's talk about this behind the scenes. Let's get to the bottom of this and deal with this behind the scenes. This is the message that Hijab massively cut and edited to make it look like this guy's coming after them and threatening him and so on and trying to set him up for something. This guy's the one trying to deal with this behind the scenes, and Hijab responds with insults and abuse and threats and so on. And then this guy says, okay, fine. We try to deal with it that way. You're not letting us, but we still have to deal with it. Either way, we have to deal with it.
And she already showed us text messages of you saying you're going to make her look like she was desperate. And guess what you just showed us? Everything that she said was going to happen, it happened, and she showed us the proof of the text messages. So I'm going to give you another lifeline, akhi. Wallahi, I'm just trying to help. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to listen to us. You don't have to trust us. You do whatever you need to do. But we also know for a fact that this will affect your family, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He protects your family for you, especially your children. I myself, akhi, I lost my kids. I don't have access to my kids. It's torture beyond torture. I have 3 girls that I do not have access to. So this is wallahi, this is probably the main reason I am just trying my absolute best so that you understand. I care.
Oh, okay, I get it. I didn't catch that. I sort of skimmed it. Before, but so he's pointing out. I guess the reasoning here is because even right now, Muhammad Hijab has defended doing all this stuff and secret second wives and so on. So why would he be objecting to it? One possibility is he just doesn't want his first wife to know about it, right? If he doesn't want his whatever his main wife is, who is the mother of his, I don't know, one child and multiple children, don't know. But this guy's pointing out, hey, I lost access to all my kids. If what you're concerned about is your wife finding out that you had this, what you're doing behind the scenes with these other women, and that you're worried about her leaving you and leaving with the kids and so on, and you not having access to your own kids, I understand that. That is extremely painful. That's why you need to deal with this now behind the scenes, because you're not going to like when it comes out, and that could affect you and affect all your family. So deal with this behind the scenes, man. Now, Muhammad Hijab, he will then take this video, chop it up, and try to make you look like the bad guy, even though you're the one who's clearly trying to help him here. Look at that. I care about you. See?
About you. I want the best for you. But if you wrong someone, as your brother, you're supposed to do the right thing, akhi. You're supposed to do the right thing. Fall on your sword, man, and be honorable. You know what? I'm just going to give this to you, and perhaps
be noble. Sure.
This might work. It might not. If you don't answer me, whatever. What am I going to do? But at the same time, she needs to have her voice, akhi. We saw what we needed to see. And once she moves forward with the Islamic Council of the UK, and once she asks for those list of witnesses, and once they present themselves and they don't, we already know what we're going to do afterwards. So, you've been cornered.
So that's the context of the "you've been cornered." In Hijab's version, makes it sound like, ha ha ha, we're going to get you. You've been cornered like a rat. Ha 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 ha. And in actual context, it's, dude, she wants to go public with this. We've been trying to stop her from going public with it. We're trying to help you behind the scenes and keep this a private matter, but we need justice for her, and we need to make sure this thing isn't happening. So we have to try and deal with this. We're trying to deal with it behind the scenes, and you're saying no, and you're threatening to blast everyone, and you'll expose everyone. You're going to go after everyone, and you're so powerful, and you'll humiliate everyone. And what's going to happen? What the result is that she's taking you to an Islamic court over this stuff, in which case it's going to all be public. And so you've been cornered, man. You can't get away from this. What's up?
I want to point out one thing, which is that what we just heard here is that Muhammad Hijab has been contacted about this and has been warned and so on. This was long in the coming, long in the making. David just pointed it out earlier, but I just want to make it clear again, which is that Muhammad Hijab knew very well in advance that this issue was going to become public and was going to become a scandal. So when he made the video months ago, in which he said, and Elon Musk is threatening me, and he said if I don't stop talking about him, then they will accuse me of great immoralities, but don't believe them, this is coming. He was clearly signaling this here. So no matter if he did all those things that he's accused of or not, he was in advance gaslighting and deceiving the public. And most importantly, he was deceiving his Muslim audiences and preparing them to believe him and to believe the lies.
And that's a move he got from Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, for years, was bragging about his method of trafficking girls, taking girls, using the lover boy method, getting them to fall in love with you, and then using their love for you to manipulate them into doing webcam stuff for you. So that's what Tate was doing for years. Then he finds out that it's actually illegal. His lawyer informs him, what you're doing is trafficking, and they're investigating you for this. What does Tate then do?
I didn't know that. I had no idea, man.
What does Tate then do? He starts posting all these messages. The Matrix is about to attack me and arrest me for my defense of young men. Just because I care about the young men, I care about the young boys who are being mistreated in this world, and I try to make them strong and get them Bugattis, and this is what the Matrix is going to come after me. And then all his stupid idiot fans, he actually gets arrested, and then they go, oh, he predicted this. How did he know? He knew he was being investigated. His lawyer told him that he's being investigated, so he comes up with a story to manipulate a bunch of morons. So that's what Tate did. What does Muhammad Hijab do? Ali Dawa interviewed the lady. We're going to see that in the Ali Dawa video. So he interviewed her a long time ago. And then Hijab is having these discussions with behind veils and so on. And they're informing him, hey, this is going to become public. If you do not deal with this behind the scenes and you just keep attacking everyone, this is all going to become public. And what does Hijab do? Did you know that Elon Musk is using his billions of dollars to attack me and to falsely accuse me? This is about to happen. And then the story breaks because he knew it was about to. And then what do his fans do? Oh my goodness, Hijab told us that Elon was going to do this. Oh my goodness, Elon Musk is after him. He couldn't just say Matrix because that one had already been stolen. So he says Elon Musk. This is like, how dumb can you be? How completely idiotic can you be, guys? But these are the Dawa fans. Awesome stuff.
I don't want to do this. I just want to have a conversation with you so that we can try to convince her of something else so that we can fix things. That's all that we wanted to do. Again, you don't trust us. I get that. So we're going to put that to the side. Hypothetically speaking, Akhi, a lot of us are trying to figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. We're saying perhaps he did get married. Again, hypothetically, please understand, I'm not saying you did marry her. Hypothetically, you married her and you found out that, you know what, she's not your type at all. You have every justifiable reason to get out of it.
What are these guys saying? They're saying all we have to go on is what she said and some text messages we've seen, and we'd like to actually hear your side of the story. So from an Islamic perspective, you could have married her and decided this isn't working out and then divorced her. Well, what is the problem? What is the problem? What's the problem? You're not in trouble over this. You're not in trouble. Why are you acting like this when you would not be in trouble if that's all you did? But we'd like to hear that from you. If that's all that happened, please tell us and you would not be in trouble. She's saying something else. She's saying you got her to marry her and didn't agree. She didn't agree that she's just going to be a hotel wife and so on. She didn't agree to that, and that's her objection. So if she's wrong about that, just tell us, man. Just tell us.
Now, perhaps the sister didn't like that. Perhaps she got upset. God knows what it is. But the main thing that she is saying is that you went back on your word. Again, hypothetically speaking, you went back on your word after you guys got married. And you said to her, yes, inshallah, we'll move and we'll get a house. Yes, inshallah, I'm going to support you. Yes, inshallah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And then suddenly, as soon as you all got married, you said, I'm not going to call your father. I don't need to call him. And then you said, I don't need to support you. And I don't need to do anything for you. And this is going to purely be a hotel marriage.
All right, so guys, check this out. So this is the main grievance. So she's saying Hijab, before they're married, is saying, yes, you have to keep it a secret. You have to keep it a secret. I can't let my wife find out about this. But yes, we'll have a house and I'll take care of you and so on. And I'll be in contact with your family. And then after they get married, no, we're not doing any of that. Not providing anything. I'm not giving you a dime after, apart from the mahar at the beginning. I'll pay for the hotel. That's it. And that's all you're ever going to be. And then she objects to that. So Dr. Abu Aya, he's saying that's what she's saying. But he's also saying we don't know if that's true. It's possible. It's possible for all we know that you guys got married and that you decided she's not for you. You divorce her and she gets mad and makes things up about you. They're granting the possibility. They're granting that. They're like, we need to hear this from you. And then we need to look at the evidence and see who's actually telling the truth here. But when they go to Muhammad Hijab, hey, let's get to the bottom of this. He responds with what? Threats and abuse. Same thing. And that makes him not look like he's innocent in this. And that's all they're pointing out.
Is her main grievance against you. It is the main thing that is driving her to this point. Even if it's Iman and I decide that, khalas, after you've spoken with us and you gave us certain things that, khalas, we realize, no, she's in the wrong, and we tell her, hey, you need to stop, she still might go public. But at that point, I can guarantee you that Iman and I will stand with you. And we'll say, absolutely not, the sister came and she spoke with us, and then we have all this proof, and that she's not to be trusted. Khalas. So, this
guys, did you hear that? Because again, think about how Hijab's video represented this discussion, and think about what he's actually saying. If you can actually give us evidence that she's making the parts up about what you said and what you agreed to and so on, then we can't control her. If she goes forward and goes public with this, we can't stop her, but we will be on your side and say, we investigated this and she's the one who seems like she's lying. We will be on your side. If you actually provide evidence that this is why we're trying to talk to you. We can't stop her from going public if she decides to, but we will try to help you. This is the video where these guys are supposedly just threatening and blackmailing Muhammad Hijab behind the scenes.
Hamas.
The main thing. I don't know why I feel this is a scenario, a hypothetical, perhaps this happened, is that you told her that, I can't support you, I can't do anything for you. This is just going to be a marriage where we're there for each other physically, but otherwise it's very difficult to do the rest of the full type of traditional marriage. And perhaps she said yes. In her mind, she said yes. Why? Because she's like, he's going to change his mind later. And you never did. And she came up and she discussed this with you. And then you flipped out and you said, what are you talking about? This is what we discussed. This is what we agreed to. You can't change your mind. وهكذا. Maybe this is what happened.
You even catch that? He even gave another possibility. He said, maybe you said, yeah, you're just going to be, maybe what you guys agreed to at the beginning was, maybe you did tell her, yeah, you're just going to be my hotel wife. But she was thinking, yeah, once he gets some of this, then he's going to want me to be a real wife and a real house and so on. And then it doesn't turn out that way. And then she gets mad. He's giving Muhammad Hijab all these outs. He just has to be able to defend one of them. So defend either this was your agreement from the beginning, and then she got mad because you wanted to divorce her, and so she flipped out and made up stuff about you, or she did agree to what you said because she was hoping you would change over time. It's just like one of Andrew Tate's cam girls thinking, okay, he wants me to do cam work, but if I show how loyal and obedient I am, he'll eventually want me as a wife. And these guys are granting all these different possibilities. They're being as fair as you could possibly be, because those would be the only defenses that Muhammad Hijab could actually use. And they're offering them to him, saying, just show us, just give us a case that one of these things is what actually happened. If you can give evidence, we'll be on your side. We'll call her the liar.
I love how all these people are a bunch of sick people, man. So
pretty messed up, man.
From you. I just wanted to ask you, did this happen? Because a lot of sisters, unfortunately, do this. And I know you're a very intelligent guy. You cover your tracks very well. And perhaps you understood this from day one, and you try to tell her, and then emotionally she changed, and then she got very, Allahu A'lam what she did. And then what happened. If you have that proof where you guys did agree to this, I'm telling you right now, you have my word. Wallahi, and I said this to Salman, if he has that proof, we're not doing this. Khalas.
Catch that? All you have to do is give us the evidence of show us the contract. Show us what you agreed to. Show us what's in the contract. That's it. Show it to us. Show us the evidence. Show us the witnesses, because they had witnesses. Show us that, and we will be on your side, and we will not push this any further. This is the message that Hijab took some little clips out and made it look like this guy's trying to blackmail him.
If she just wants to do a video to warn sisters from marrying public figures without mentioning your name, khalas, let her vent. Let her vent. Maybe this is what's going to get her to feel that she got hurt, and that's it. And she can just walk away and khalas. So that's all that we're asking. But if you're going to let us go through this whole other process, it's going to be detailed. That whole process will be detailed. We'll say, this is what happened, and this is how we responded. And so then we have to go through this, and then we have to do it. For what? We just wanted one question. We just had one question we wanted one answer. Did this happen or not? Did you actually say to her that it's going to be X, Y, and Z? Hypothetically speaking, Akhi, that hypothetically, if we get married, that I'm not going to be able to support you, I'm not going to be able to do this, I'm not going to be able to, she agreed to it. And then after the marriage, she's changed, because in her mind she thought, well, maybe he's a man and, I can change him out. Whatever it is, whatever that goes through her mind, maybe that's what happened.
So the only question for these guys is, what did you guys actually agree to? That's it. That's what we want to know.
يا أخي خلاص والله.
She's saying you agreed that she's going to be secret second wife, but you're going to provide for her, and you're going to be in contact with her family, all these things. And then she says you went back on the entire agreement, in which case you would be in the wrong. Or maybe this was the agreement and she's lying right now, in which case just show us. You've got the document. Show us.
If you have it, أخي, just show us. خلاص.
Yeah.
خلاص.
So that's the first thing. And the second thing is she said that you've refused to talk to her dad. That's it. If you can just give us an answer hypothetically, it would help us. That
just
way we can try to deal with her and again do sulh and khalas. That's it. That's all that we wanted to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a witness to what we're saying.
Quit making fun of khalas.
On the other hand, and I need you to also understand this, I'm not going to be quiet. Every single one of us has been burned by religious powerful figures.
So that's the context of burned by religious powerful figures. If you're in the wrong here, I'm not stopping. Do not think you're gonna insult or abuse me into silence. We've been burned by powerful religious figures, and so we do not want people to get away with this. How did Hijab's team put this together? We've been burned, and now we're going to take down all the greatest religious figures and destroy their lives. You've been cornered like a rat, Hijab. That's what he made it sound like. This guy is being as fair and balanced as I have ever seen anyone be in anything remotely resembling a situation like this.
Because of whatever reason. And unfortunately, when they get to that ibtila of a shuhra, becoming famous, unfortunately, the vast majority start to engage in wrong behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He protects you from that. I'm not saying that you did it. I'm just asking questions. So that you can help us, so that we can help you at the end. But again, famous. I get it. You don't trust us. You don't know who we are. We could just turn around and basically backstab you and betray you. I understand that, and I would probably be hesitant as well if I was in your situation. So I don't know what else to do. I'm just giving you a lifeline. If you want to have a video chat with me, if you want to get to know me, if you want to just, you know what, maybe that's what it will take for you to feel comfortable with me. Ahlan wa sahlan. I will do anything so that you can understand that I'm on your side at the end of the day, inshallah, wallahu alam. I just wanted to send this to you personally, not in this group, not when anybody else sees it. It's just between Abu Ayah and Sheikh Muhammad, so that you understand that really I'm trying my best to give you this lifeline. Wallahu alam. You don't have to respond, akhi. You don't have to do anything. However, just understand that she has her proof and we've seen it. If it takes it to the level where we're going to get even more and more and more proof, I don't know what to say. Allah musta'an, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us, and truly at the end of the day, it's just between us and Allah, right? We just want to get into Jannah. That's all that we want. So I'm going to stop here, man, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He forgives us if we did anything wrong, but we're justified 100% in what we're doing. I've spoken to different mashayikh and I have my justification for this. But the fact that there is a complete absence of people trying to get their rights, and we're minorities, so what are we going to do? We have to keep each other in check. And we're doing this solely so that we all can enter Jannah. That is it. I'm going to stop here. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the sincerity and just doing the right thing.
Finally, man. Yapping. What is this?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Subhanallah.
Get out of here.
What'd you think, AP? That guy sound like the bad guy trying to threaten and intimidate Hijab and to blackmail him and so on?
Well, I would say that in terms of what he said, he doesn't sound like a bad guy. But in terms of how he said it, if I had to listen to it any longer, I would want to kill myself. You know?
What's wrong with you?
But no, he definitely doesn't sound like he's a bad guy here in question. That's kind of like what Muhammad Hijab made it look like. I don't think he's the bad guy. He was giving him all kinds of opportunities to get out of the situation or to explain himself. Saying I'm on your side and all that, you know. I think Muhammad Hijab is being really, really dirty here, but that's just me.
And that's a situation where any of his critics or anyone who's being neutral would look at what Hijab said about the guy and then look at what the guy actually said and go, oh, I cannot trust Hijab to represent things accurately ever again because he's clearly distorts things. Even people who are apparently trying to help him. But for his fans, they're too stupid to understand anything. They'll just be like, no, Hijab, him save this guy bad, so this guy bad. Wow. Weird stuff. Take a couple super chats and then we'll see this rest of his commentary here. Mubahala, what could be more ballistic? This word always makes me think of Elijah's bet with Baal idolaters. AP, how's your first Good Friday so far?
Khalas, it's very good. I'm still waiting, so
it's Thursday.
Attending. First Holy Week is pretty good.
They're calling him Mutta. Sorry, go ahead.
Nothing.
Why are they calling it Good Friday? It's Thursday.
It's a good question.
Weird. Mutajab didn't know this Aisha wasn't 9 and so got exposed. It's the curse of Ezra. Padnem Mojab needs a Galkad tree, but they are for the Jews. That's true.
Khalas.
Yeah, what tree can Muhammad Hijab hide behind? Because he's kind of a giant. He needs like a redwood or something. Surprising no one has made a conspiracy theory about the grooming gangs, how Muslims rule the media in the UK and control politics and yada yada. You don't need some big conspiracy theory. You just need a bunch of people who are scared of being called names, which that seems to be the case. To be fair, it's her fault for marrying a Dawa stripper in Muhammad Hijab. You can't turn a pole mate into a soulmate.
That's true.
Yeah, you married a male stripper. How do you think he's going to treat you? Muhammad and Aisha sitting in a tree, but not the Garka tree, for that is the tree of the Jews.
See.
Islam, marrying your cousins for 1,400 years.
That's very cool, man.
Master of deception. Master of deception, just like Allah, you see. Yes, who's the best of deceivers, Muhammad Hijab or Allah? Hello, David and AP. I'm from Indonesia. Jesus bless you. Lots of cool stuff going on in Indonesia. It was made to only appear that Muhammad Hijab did this. It's a test for the Ummah. What doubts men? That's where he's going to have to eventually go with this. Sing it. Do you know the Mutta man, the Mutta man, the Mutta man? Do you know the Mutta man who lives in the UK? Blessed Good Friday from this Islamophobic Aussie. Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. A blessed Good Friday to you in advance. I'm now having dinner and a show with my family. Hope you shall be quite entertaining.
Nice.
From Celeria, and says, been having fun commenting on Mrs. AP's ex-posts.
She's cool.
And based.
Thank you.
Plenty of room at the hotel, Mr. Hijab. Yes, that's true. By the time you read it, I'm sleeping. Congrats, AP, on moving from Otterman to cat human. From Otterman to cat human. It's my last day as such, receiving on Saturday. Blessed Easter. Oh, hi, D-Wood.
Nice.
Based.
Nice.
Have you heard of the Essenes? There was a guy online saying Jesus was part of this group and shared their teachings. Yeah, Samuel, think about what you just did there. There's a guy online saying.
If a guy online is saying it, it's true, man.
A guy online is saying, Samuel, a guy online is saying pretty much anything you can imagine. What does that mean? Now, if you say some guy has awesome evidence for this, that would be something else. But just saying some guy is saying pretty much anything right now. Misyar marriage, Muhammad Hijab on YouTube, 4 minutes long. What is that? Are you talking about a video or something where Muhammad Hijab's talking about this?
Let me see.
Him trying to help just make Mojab's part even funnier. Yeah, it does. This guy's trying to help Muhammad Hijab. How dare you talk to me like this? I will humiliate you. Okay, now you're making enemies. It's Friday in Australia. Yeah, it's great that it's Friday in Australia. We're not in Australia. And how do you reconcile this with the flat earth? Since his name is Hijab, are we sure he's not the Mutta wife? That's a good point. How do we know Muhammad Hijab isn't the Mutta wife? How do we know that wasn't Muhammad Hijab using the whiteboard in Ali Dawa's videos? How do we know? How do we know? All right, let's watch the rest.
Well, there is a video. There is a video posted a year ago where Muhammad Hijab is talking about the concept of misyar marriage.
I've seen him talk about that before.
which is a marriage that is arranged where you where the wife waives her rights.
You waive certain marital rights. Like you can say, okay, we're gonna get this married. You don't have to provide food for me, or you don't have to provide a home for me, or something like that, or you don't have to spend time with me apart from sex, or something. You can make those kinds of agreements. But the point is, you're supposed to agree to those things. You're supposed to agree to those things. She's saying she never agreed to this stuff. That's the area of dispute, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's check this out.
Dr. Abu Aya's tone throughout the message is calm, sincere, and full of empathy. Even though the topic is serious and personal, he stays respectful and speaks from an Islamic and moral perspective. His message is shaped by care and concern, a desire to make peace, Islamic values, and respectful and thoughtful reasoning. Dr. Abu Aya's words are a powerful example of how to handle conflict with faith, kindness, and emotional wisdom. He speaks honestly and respectfully, trying to protect both justice and dignity. Instead of threatening or acting superior, he offers chances to make peace and focuses on shared Islamic values.
That's true.
Now, let's go back to what Muhammad Hijab did. He purposefully made himself look like the victim and tried to make Dr. Abu Aya appear to be aggressive.
Everyone, by the way, you need to get that down. That is the go-to 100% of the time move of narcissists and psychopaths and so on. They can do something absolutely horrible. They can do something that's completely evil and reprehensible. And when you try to call them on it, they instantly become the victims of some conspiracy or some attack. Instantly. What does Tate do as soon as, hey, you know that you've been trafficking these girls all these years. It's actually illegal. Oh my goodness, I'm a victim. It's the Matrix attack. Hey, one of your ex-cam girls just filed testimony against you. And oh my goodness, they're lying. I'm being attacked for my stance for young men. It's instant. And hijab. You treated this girl like a prostitute. How do you explain yourself? I will destroy you. Oh my goodness, it's Elon Musk. She's attacking me. And Elon Musk is attacking me. Why do they do this? Because it's the exact same things with the grooming gangs. If you're the victim, then people are more reluctant to attack you and so on. So what do? They're sitting there going around grooming, pimping, graping, everything, young girls, and the entire time they're the victims. They're the victims of Islamophobia. When you see this happen so many times, how do people keep falling for it? It's really, really weird.
It's very
Once again,
indeed,
this is someone skilled in deception.
Master of deception.
If he could twist the truth about Dr. Abu Aya, who was only trying to help and keep things private, then what about the lies he has told about Sister Aisha? The 10-second audio clips from Sister Aisha, the sped-up video showing only parts of their chat? Just like he didn't share the full conversation with Dr. Abu Aya, he will never release the full recordings with Sister Aisha.
Did you catch that? They just tossed down a challenge to him. They said, hey, just as you wouldn't play the full message from Dr. Abu Aya and you deceptively edited it to make yourself look like the victim of a conspiracy, you release this tiny little clip and this short excerpt of text messages. Release them all. Release them all and release the full audio recording. He's saying you will never do this. Why? What? Keep in mind, that's a challenge. Hijab could say, well, I will refute you. I'll post all the entire thing right now. I'll post all the text messages and the full audio. Why wouldn't you do that?
Because once the full truth is shown,
that's why
it all falls apart. The following is for adults only. Viewer discretion is advised. If children are present, please be mindful.
I don't even know what he's talking about here
because watch this part
he's
of the
acting
video.
like this is going to be horrifying.
Hijab,
kids can't hear it.
A private voice
like
note
that.
sent to you by Dr. Abu Aya and twisting it.
What's that?
Why is he talking like Hulu? It sounds like Hulu. That's what Hulu says.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be all this really, really messed up stuff, and then it's just not. It's just hijab being hijab.
To fit a false narrative, you didn't just cross a line. You shattered every boundary of decency and trust.
That's what he does.
You violated confidentiality, which sadly comes as no surprise. And you manipulated the public to view Dr. Abu Aya in a negative light, when in truth, he was prepared to take your vile conversation to the grave out of principle and duty. He protected your honor even when you did not deserve it. But by breaking the standards of decency and trust, and by twisting and misconstruing private conversations, you voided that agreement of confidentiality.
You guys catching this? They were not going to release this. They were not going to release these behind-the-scenes discussions and so on. Hijab did. Hijab released part of it, completely misrepresented it, which forced them to actually release the conversation.
Leaving us no choice but to release all information in order to restore Dr. Abu Aya's name and dignity.
The following excerpt is a clip of Muhammed Hijab viciously calling out another da'i for allegedly. His attacks focus on the malice behind intentionally misconstruing one's words and taking them completely out of context. The ultimate challenge he makes, Mubahala, a challenge put forth by Sister Aisha, to which Muhammad Hijab remains silent in the shadows.
Silent in the shadows like a rat that's been cornered. You've been cornered.
Indeed. Disclaimer, we have censored names and omitted irrelevant comments.
Got that? This has been censored. We present. Yeah. Hey, Behind Veils.
Disney production.
Yeah, you built it up too much by making people think there's going to be the most horrifyingly bad thing they've ever heard. It's not. It's just Mubahala, give me Mubahala
versus Muhammad Hijab.
Do you know what? Right now, I'm actually very angry. I'm not going to lie. I'm angry at the fact that this guy, he actually misrepresented a private conversation by selectively choosing some of the things that he said to me and not something back.
Did you catch that? He's mad because he's mad because this guy misrepresented a private conversation. That's exactly what you do, Hijab. This is disgusting behavior from a freak.
This is disgusting behavior from a freak. You are a freak, bro. How could you bring bro on your show and try and interrogate him and question him about leaking emails? How can you do that when you're practically leaking our private conversation and you're not doing it in a representative way, bro?
You leaked the conversation. They must be talking about something else.
I'm not going to leak the conversation. I'm not like you. I'm not going to.
Not going to leak the conversation is exactly what you did. Oh boy, he must be talking about like leaking it to like certain other people or something like that. Because Hijab is the one who posted this private conversation publicly.
Your level, bro. Everyone can see through you right now. You're a clout chasing monster. You're a clout chasing.
Someone, Muhammad Hijab calling someone a clout chasing monster.
Monster. Yeah, I'm angry with you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be inauthentic in front of the people and then be something else in private, like you. I'm not gonna be two-faced, be smiling in front of me, in public. You're a monster, yeah, bro. I'm the same with you privately and publicly. How dare you, as a hypocrite that you are, shut up, yeah, shut up. How dare you come out and try and selectively choose certain things that were said in the conversation and not even represent the conversation right? Bro, I challenge you, bro.
It's this, again, Hijab condemning him for not representing the conversation right. We just saw what Hijab does with conversations.
To a mubahala. I'm going to put you in your place. Wallahi, I'm going to cancel you, bro. Let's do a mubahala. Let's do a mubahala. Whether or not you were representing me correctly in that private conversation, that you selectively chosen some things and not other things. Let's do mubahala, bro. Let's go on the Zoom. Let's do it.
But by the way, did you guys catch that? This is Muhammad Hijab challenging a guy to a mubahala over whether someone represented his comments accurately from a private conversation. You catching that? It's hey, you say you're representing the conversation accurately. I'm saying you're not. Let's do a mubahala. That's how quick he is to go to the mubahala. But when you've got his ex-wife saying, we never agreed to the stuff that you later demanded, and that's messed up. And if I'm lying, let's do it. If you're saying I'm lying, let's do a mubahala, and you don't want to do it. He'll do a mubahala over someone saying someone saying that they're representing his conversation accurately. He's ready to go mubahala, but not against his ex-wife.
Mubahala, but you're not a man. With all due respect, you're emasculated. You're happy to make these videos. Yeah? Make these videos about people. But when videos are made about you, you come out and start leaking information and start acting whiny and whatever. When questions are asked to you, bro, about the positions that you choose to defend, you try and act like, passive and benign. What a rajul mutanaqid. What a contradictory man. And what a contradictory man you are. Where are your principles, bro? Where are your principles, bro? I'm not going to come out and reveal my thing. I'll do mubahala with you, bro. I'll do mubahala with you. How dare you come out and try and selectively choose certain things I said and certain things I didn't say?
By the way, you guys catching this? We heard the guy's message. He's trying to help him, and the guy in hijab just blasting this dude.
Embarrassing, bro. How embarrassing. And let's talk about everyone who leaked private information, shall we? Why don't we account the people, everyone that you know that leaked private information? Bro, you're a poxy man. Do you understand that? You're not a man anyway.
Guys, this is what he just constantly tries to degrade people, right? I will insult and degrade you, make you feel worthless, so that you don't want to challenge me. And this is the only method of dealing with anyone.
If you are a real man, yeah, you would come and have a Zoom one-on-one conversation. But you are not a man. I'm telling you that. Let everyone hear it. You are a coward. You are a walking definition of a coward. I'm telling you that straight. And I don't care what people say. For you to reveal private...
May I say something here?
Sure.
Point, which is that if Muhammad Hijab was indeed dealing with a situation where he's being purely slandered and none of this actually happened, he would not be engaging in back and forth fights with these people. He would be suing them or doing something else with them. He would not be fighting behind the scenes and going back and forth and, how dare you release a private statement to the public and all of that. He's doing this because he did something that is wrong. That is what is going on. He did engage in some perversions behind the back of his wife and his children, which is what he's afraid of.
That is indeed, I would say, obviously the case here.
Information, distort it, yeah, for clout and publicity. I'm ready to do mubahala with you. I'm ready. If you're ready, let's do it. Come on,
let's do it. Come on,
man.
Be a man.
Yeah?
Be a man. Do a mubahala. Unlike me, who backs down from the mubahala.
How can you protect yourself from, or your wife or your kids or whatever, from a man's actions? If you're meant to be a qawwam and a protector, wearing hats and this and that with strong words on them in Arabic language, bro, come on. Act like a man.
You see this? You're not a real man. You're not a real man. You're a pathetic little weakling. That's how he controls people.
Absolute weasel behavior.
What you're about to see is a preview of the full text message exchange between Dr. Abu Aya and Muhammad Hijab.
It's available on the website. Let's see. You can't really read this here, so okay.
Bill's website. We did this because of Muhammad Hijab's deceptive misrepresentation of the facts. Now, let's take a closer look at how Muhammad Hijab converses in these messages. You'll start to see some clear patterns. He often speaks in ways that people use when they want to control, confuse, or hurt others emotionally. Here's just one small example. Let's talk about the vulgar and sexually inappropriate humor.
What, Hijab?
Comments that Muhammad Hijab quickly deleted, such as, Brother Abdullah is into beautiful women.
He censored out.
Something so inappropriate, I don't feel comfortable uttering.
I'll do
Here's
it.
what these messages show. They are sexually disrespectful.
Nice
they show hatred or disrespect.
They shared the actual message on their website. We'll take a look at it and then close out here.
Towards women. And they are meant to put down and shame the woman being talked about. Muhammad Hijab tried hard to lure and pull Dr. Abu Aya into a vulgar conversation filled with inappropriate and sexual content. It wasn't for sincere dialogue or genuine conflict resolution. It was a trap, something he could use later as collateral to discredit Dr. Abu Aya. Hijab's behavior...
Well,
I can't believe he actually used inappropriate language like he's into beautiful women. It's just ridiculous, man.
yeah. Matter of fact, there's only a few. There's like, I think another 45 seconds of the video or something like that. But we do need to close out because we've got another live stream after this one.
We can postpone mine by half an hour or an hour if you want to.
We don't have to. Well, okay. Let's just get the last few seconds. That way, we've seen the entire video.
shows signs of being highly manipulative,
you think?
aggressive, and vulgar. These are common in toxic relationships, emotional abuse, and fake online personalities. He seems to focus on confusing people, damaging others' reputations, and protecting his own image.
Does sound like him.
Muhammad Hijab, it was incredibly low of you to attack someone who spent months ensuring you were treated fairly.
You catch that, guys? So the entire exchange, Dr. Abu Aya was trying to be as fair and balanced as possible. Hijab blasted him with insults and threats. He's not a real man. Why? Because that's how Hijab keeps his own people in check. What he doesn't realize is that doesn't work with some people. Some people you try the exact same method on and it doesn't work. And he's messing with the wrong ones here. Just like the way he treats women will work with lots of women, right? You could shame lots of women into being completely silent and so on. It doesn't work with all women, and he's finding that out. And it's the same thing with guys. Yes, you can threaten and abuse and intimidate lots of guys into silence, and it's not working with these guys. And what's amazing is he's saying they're not real men. You're not a real man. You're not a real. Well, they're not backing down from any of your threats or intimidation, and they're the ones who are standing up for a woman who is claiming that you have abused her. That sounds like a real man to me, Hijab. That sounds like a real man. You don't sound like one. You sound like a sniveling little pathetic crybaby.
Your betrayal of that private conversation with him, that's barely 1% of the harm you inflicted on Aisha. Once again, you've proven yourself to be a master of deception.
And a coward.
And this time,
Lying
you've
coward.
been caught. And believe me, this web of lies is only starting to unravel. Each video will tear back another layer of your deception. Allahul Musta'an.
All right, now that message that was censored, and he said he's he's too ashamed to actually take a look at it. Well, we'll take a look at it.
Does it say anything about women being beautiful? Because I can't tolerate that.
Let's see.
It's too dirty.
All right, so here's the messages here. So Muhammad Hijab says, Brother Abdullah is into beautiful women with stable minds and nice curves.
Wait. What he censored was the word curves?
Yeah. Nice curves. It's too much. All right, ready? Brother Abdullah is into beautiful women with stable mind. Now, keep in mind, AP, I don't know who Abdullah is here, but Hijab may have just let something slip. Look at this. Brother Abdullah is into beautiful women with stable minds and nice curves. And Brother Abdullah's wife knows what Abdullah likes. And this lunatic, I think he's talking about Aisha, and this lunatic would know how to satisfy Abdullah if this lunatic tried. Brother Abdullah would be able to get an erection.
That's pretty.
Well, and he says and then he has all these laughing emojis, and then you understand, brother. I don't know who they're talking about here, but the lunatic in context of these messages, it's Aisha who's the lunatic, the girl who's going by Aisha. But think about this, AP. Here's Muhammad Hijab saying, hey, Brother Abdullah, so I guess someone they know. Brother Abdullah is into beautiful women with stable minds and nice curves. Brother Abdullah's wife knows what Abdullah likes. This lunatic would know how to satisfy Abdullah if this lunatic tried. So he's saying this Aisha woman would know how to satisfy Brother Abdullah if she tried. Now, quick question. If she's lying and she's just a stalker and Hijab was never married to her, never did anything with her, how would he know what she's like as far as satisfying someone? Hey, Pete, does this sound like Hijab is saying he knows what this woman is like in bed? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like he's saying, I know exactly what she's like in bed and she could satisfy Abdullah because of what he's into.
Wait a minute. So Thaddeus is saying here that Brother Abdullah here is actually Muhammad Hijab himself. So he's talking about himself in the third person with an alias.
What the heck?
And you can see that when you scroll up, he says.
You can see it when scrolling up. Wait, what? Hang on. This is confusing. Let's see. What is this? Yeah, I don't get this, Thaddeus. So who's supposedly saying this if this is about him? Brother Abdullah. Because if this is about himself, then he's saying that what other Muslims are saying is, hey, Brother Abdullah is into beautiful women with stable minds and nice curves, and Brother Abdullah's wife knows what Abdullah likes, and this lunatic would know how to satisfy Abdullah if this lunatic tried.
Yeah,
Brother
Thaddeus
Abdullah. What? What?
Thaddeus says it's at the very top. That's what he says.
At the very top of what? The page or the entire document? I know it says it right here. It says, do you think Brother Abdullah didn't know how many of these issues before he married Aura? It was only after the marriage he saw all of this and D.
I have no idea, man.
The heck is this, man?
I don't know what this is about.
Bro, I'm trying, haha, with stable minds. Okay, this is confusing. So, but he's saying, hang on. So if he's Abdullah, is he like known for not being able to get an erection or something like that? Because that's what it would sound like if it's him. Because at the bottom there, they're saying he's got, if people are saying this about him, then they're saying Brother Abdullah, so if that's Muhammad Hijab, would be able to get an erection if he met this girl.
I don't know, man. I don't really want to talk about Muhammad Hijab's erectile dysfunction here. So
yeah, we don't. But now it all makes sense why Ali Dawa sells all the Viagra. It's for his friend. It's for his friend apparently, and they're trying to figure out how Muhammad Hijab can have an erection. Apparently, that's what they're talking about behind the scenes. Anyway, I'll trust Thaddeus on this one that Muhammad Hijab is somehow talking about himself, but I don't know why he'd be talking about himself not being able to get an erection without marrying this extra woman.
Getting an election.
All right, let's go through these last couple super chats. Him trying to help just makes Mojob's part funnier. Yes, it does. Trying to help. Hey, wait a minute. Wait, hang on. Hey, look who we got here. Oops. Hang on. What do you want, Thaddeus? And why are you like at the very bottom of the screen?
I'm interrupting your stream.
We're trying to end this stupid show. We're trying to end this show. We're trying to be done with this, and you're jumping in like it's the very beginning of a show.
Well, sorry, I wasn't planning on calling in, but you couldn't figure it out yourself. So if you scroll to the very top of the document, they set it up as a hypothetical so that Muhammad Hijab can talk about himself without using his name.
Oh. So they set it up as a hypothetical. And so, hey, don't talk about yourself. So basically, it's like when someone goes to a psychiatrist and says, so I've got this friend and he's having trouble performing in bed. Do you have any advice for him that you could share with me and then I could give to him? So hypothetical like that. And then so he's Brother Abdullah.
Yeah, they give him a name for the girl as well, which he doesn't use. He ends up using lunatic there, but basically saying, like, hypothetically, if you knew a couple, Abdullah and Arwa, I think is the name they give the girl, who were having this conflict about a secret marriage, what would you say to them in that scenario? And then right before he starts with I like curvy women, or sorry, Abdullah likes curvy women, they remind him of that possibility, right, of using that alias. So he's absolutely talking about himself.
And him needing Viagra, apparently, because he can't get an erection without weird stuff going on?
I guess.
Okay. Well, I'll try.
Can't get an erection, bro. This is why Brother Ali Dawa started selling the Viagra, bro.
That's why you need the Viagra. You need all the Viagra. Yo, this is Muhammad Hijab. Here to inform you, as you've all heard, I have trouble having an erection. But then I got my friend Ali Dawa's new Viagra formula. And now I can please all my muta wives. What is this? Thanks, Let's here. Let's go through these last couple of super chats, and then we'll cut out. It's Friday in Australia. No one cares about what happens in Australia. Since his name is Hijab, are we sure he's not the muta wife? Yeah, he may be. Did you guys hear? There's a guy on... Did you guys hear it? There's a guy online saying random things. Yeah, I've heard of that too. Isn't it weird? Mojab's source. Trust me, bro. That is his source. All Mojab wanted was someone to grape in the... It's from a commercial. A parody commercial. Lo, this guy gets more screen time on your show than Sneeko and Tate combined, and he reciprocates with deleting your comment. Did he delete? Didn't Aisha state she was 30 years old when they got married and been together for 16 years? Yes, she said. No, I think she said she was 50. AP, check out the homily of Saint Epiphanius of Salamina for Holy Saturday. It's very based. Oh, hi, David. Oh, wait, it is your stream. Khalas. Khalas. Jesus once said...
I'll check it out. Akhi.
Jesus once said, marriage is between one man and up to 4 women and a couple of goats. John the Presbyter, 666 from the uncorrupted Injil. Yes, that's the uncorrupted version. Oh, great. More D&D Mubahala battles for Mojab now. What is this religion? That's a good question that someone should ask. Chris says, Salam al-Masih, Dizzle and AP. Sounds like Mimi Hijab is all about the Mutta and Mubahala. Yeah, he likes the Mutta. Hey, AP, you need to make a song called Eminem, Mutta and Mubahala. Is Mimi a Mossad agent? I'm just asking questions. Yeah, he might be. Muhammad Hijab should be Muhammad Burqa with that face. Very rude and Islamophobic. Sorry, this is off topic. Check out Aaron K's video of Jesus using Essene's teachings, etc. It's very interesting. No, it won't be if you have any clue what you're talking about. Mubahala, archaic Arab anathema. D-Wood, if you ever come down to Australia as an ex-convict, this may be just the prison island for you. Oh, hi, AP. Yeah, I would, but you guys are messing it up down there, man. You guys are messing it up down there. Today's the 113th anniversary of the Fez pogrom.
Isn't Australia like... Did you ever go to Australia?
No.
Did you? You didn't?
No. I do want to fight one of those kangaroos, though. Those things are shredded. The irony of him calling out hijab's disrespect towards women when that's the standard for the prophet of their religion. Yeah, there is that issue. Namely that, like, what are you accusing hijab of where Muhammad didn't do 100 times worse with women? Needed. Charity for Muslim women to escape Islam. That's true. You can measure AP's faith by the size of the bookshelf behind him. I can tell he's increasing spiritually. Nice photo on your right, by the way. That is basic.
Thank you.
They're staining his reputation like Muhammad's robes. Yes, that's true. What is this weird stuff? Honest, when is MENA going secular plus Christian? It seems it's heading in that direction, e.g. Tunisia. What are you laughing at?
Because it has a Turkish comment at the beginning. For some reason.
Yeah, this is the no Turk zone, everyone. They knew he is master of manipulations and vulgar. They called him respectable as long as he used it against Jews. Now they are shocked, clowns. Oh, that's a good point. Like whenever he's debating someone, it's, oh, what about your daughter and the lubricant and blah, blah, blah. Do you think your daughter can satisfy 2 men at the same time? He's saying all this horrible stuff. And they're cheering, yay, our hero. And then as soon as he goes after one of them, he's, smart. It wasn't me, it was Mo. It wasn't me, it was some guy online. That's true. And is he really named Abdullah? It's like naming a Turk or Idvan. Yeah, I know. And Sahih Bukhari, 4428, Muhammad died a disgraceful. Yeah, that's true. Did not go well for Muhammad letting a Jewish woman make food for him after he brutally murdered her entire family. All right, guys, we have another live stream. Wanted to get through that. There is the Ali Dawah video to go through, but realized even though there's other stuff we'd like to be covering right now, we do want to stay on top of this. Again, the main takeaway that we want to take away as this all unfolds is it does not matter what a Dawah guy does. You could commit adultery with 1 million women. You could turn Muslim women into prostitutes. If you could do anything you want, as long as you are the hero of the Dawah scene, you are good to go. And we're going to prove that.
That's how it should be, man.
All right. Well, thanks for AP joining Thaddeus and me as we've gone through all this awesome material. Thanks for jumping in at the very end, AP.
Yeah, no problem.
And Thaddeus and I held it down pretty well. All right, guys, we'll be on AP's channel in a few minutes. Just got to grab some more coffee. Catch you all in a few.